Hi guys, and welcome to the family class. My name is Rich, and I'm going to be taking you through the class today. Hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun doing some things with our wee ones and our big ones. Okay, first of all, just before we start, we're just going to have a quick look at what we're going to need to do the class today. So what we're going to need is, we'll need a pair of socks. We'll need a container, like a pot or a bucket or something, some tins of food, definitely unopened, a pair of shoes, some space, a chair, and if we've got one, a nice yoga mat. Okay, just a quick look at the space. So you can see I've got my yoga mat set out nicely over here. Just a bit of space either side of it as well, and that should be good. We're going to be running these classes every week. You can find them all online at circus.org.nz/online classes. We're also running a bunch of other classes for bigger kids and adults as well. So make sure you log in, find out all the classes, keep yourself nice and fit during these stay-at-home times. Okay, all right. Let's just have a quick look at what we're going to be doing today as well. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves nice and warm, do some animals, bit of moving around. Then we're going to have a look at some tumbling and some handstands. Then we'll do a little bit of juggling work, followed by some balancing, equilibristics, and then finally we're going to finish with a little bit of partner and adagio. Okay, and then after that we'll have earned ourselves a nice good stretch. Okay, class should be about 40-45 minutes long. All right, let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to do a nice little warm-up, and we're going to do some animals. Okay, first animal we're going to do is we're going to do a pukeko. Pukeko stands up nice and straight, and it's going to put its hands in the air like this. Okay, just move this angle a little bit. So we have a nice pukeko like this. And then a pukeko takes a big stride. So we're going to lift our leg up, extend it out straight, and then take a giant step. Okay. Then we can turn around and go again. So leg up, extend it out straight, giant step. Now, it's a hungry pukeko as well. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to peck at the ground for some food. So big peck, trying to keep our arms nice and straight, back nice and straight. Peck, and then step. See if there's any more food. Peck, and step. All right, that's enough pukeko. Next one we're going to have a look at is we're going to be a frog. Okay, so for a frog, you want to squat down nice and low. We're going to take our little front froggy paws and place them on the ground in front of us. Okay, then we're going to do a big froggy jump. 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 Okay, now we're going to try and turn around in our jump. So we're going to jump in the air and then try and turn around and face the other way. Jump. 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 Now, we're going to be particularly tricky. We can go backwards. Just went a little bit backwards there. Just be careful of what's behind us. And jump. 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 Good. Couple more frogs, guys, and then we'll move on. Okay, hopefully we're starting to feel a little bit warm now. It's very cold today. So, next one, it's going to be a bear. Okay. So, a big angry bear. Have straight arms, place our hands on the ground. Okay. And then we're going to walk backwards and forwards like a bear. And we can go in a big circle as a bear as well if you've got the space. So just circling around, straight legs, straight arms, being a bear. And if you want, you can do a big bear growl. Okay. Keep going with your bears, guys. Okay. All right. And the final one we've got to do is we're going to be a crab. So, our crab. sit on the ground, place my hands next to my hips. I'm going to lift my hips up into a nice straight line like this. Okay? And then from there, we can walk sideways, we can walk forwards, and we can walk backwards. So just keep moving around as your crab. Good work, guys. Keep that going. Just a few minutes of crab. Okay. And then we'll have a quick last run through everything. So start off with our Paqueco. And then we did a frog. And then a bear. And then finally a crab. Okay, good work everybody. Grab yourself a little drink of water if you need one. Take a second to get your breath back. And then we're going to move on to the handstands and the tumbling. Okay, handstands first. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with nose and toes. Okay, that means we're going to have our nose against the wall and our toes against the wall. So I'm going to come up to my wall. I'm going to place my hands on the ground in front of the wall, and then I'm going to try and walk my feet up. Now, if you need a hand with this, make sure that you get somebody to help you, because they can help you hold onto your ankles and help you lift your feet up against the wall. So hands on the ground, foot on the wall, other foot, and then I'm slowly going to walk my hands in as close as I can to the wall. Like that. Okay, so put our hands nice and straight, arms pinning our ears so we can't hear anything, body nice and straight, and walk our hands in. Now, if you have any questions at all, you can either message me on the YouTube chat, or you can shout up if you join into the voice chat as well. The link should be just below on the website or on the YouTube channel. Okay, so let's try it again. Arms out straight, up next to our ears. We're going to place our hands on the ground. Next, walk backwards a little bit, and then lift our feet up and place them on the wall. From there, we can see if we can walk our hands in as close as we can to the wall. Cool. Good work, guys. Let's do 2 or 3 more of those. Okay. So one more, and this time we're going to see how long we can hold it for. So I'm going to do this one with you guys again. So remember, nice and close to the wall, hands down, arms straight, arms stay straight all the time. We don't want to bang our head on the ground, lifting our feet up and trying to walk our hands in. And let's see if we can hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming down. Awesome. Good work, everybody. Okay. All right. Take a second. If you need a little drink, grab a drink. If not, again, just take a quick second to get your breath back, and then we'll move on to the next activity, which is going to be some forward rolls. Awesome. Good. Okay. So we're going to need our yoga mat for our forwards rolls. Now, if we don't have a yoga mat, then we can just do them on the floor, but it might be a little bit uncomfortable. So another good option is just getting 2 or 3 towels and placing them on top of each other. Okay, that way it's just going to be a little bit softer on our heads and necks. Okay, so let's have a talk about forwards roll. To do a forwards roll, first thing you want to do is you want to have straight arms again, and we're going to be standing up like this. So remember our bear we did at the start? It's quite similar to that. So we have our hands down on the ground, nice and straight. Okay. Now, one of the most important things about a forwards roll is our chin. We want to tuck our chin towards our chest. So it's like I'm trying to look at my feet, okay? And I want to stay looking at my feet or my knees all of the time in my forwards roll. That way, I'm not going to be rolling on the top of my head. So, standing up, hands on the ground, looking at my knees or feet. From there, I'm going to bend my legs a little bit, and I'm trying to place the back of my shoulders onto the ground first. And then I'm going to give a big kick with my legs and do a roll. Sway a little bit. Okay. Hands down, look at the knees, bend. Go again. Hands down, look at my knees, bend. Right. Okay. And we're really trying to keep our feet squeezed together all the time. All right, give it a try. Have a couple of goes, then I'll go through it again. So remember, hands want to be straight, we want to look at our knees, and when we kick, we're trying to keep our feet nice and together. So. Okay, how are we getting on? Good, I hope. Just a few more of those. Okay, and then we've got one more tumbling exercise to do today. And the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to do a sideways roll. So for this one, we're going to start in what we call a cat position. So for a cat position, okay, I want my hands on the ground and my knees on the ground as well. Now you can see my shoulders are above my hands and my hips are above my knees. Okay, this is what we call a cat position. And I want my back nice and flat as well. I'm not arching like that or like that. Yeah, so nice straight flat back. Okay, all right. And then what we're going to do is whichever way I'm going to roll, so I'm going to be rolling in that direction. I'm going to tuck this arm, so my elbow goes onto the ground, and then I'm going to tuck myself into a tiny little nugget and roll over. So arm comes down, nugget, 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 roll. One more try. Okay. Arm comes down, make a nugget, roll over, and then back up into make sure you try going in both directions. Okay. All right, I'll leave you guys to do 2 or 3 of those. Again, if you have any questions, you can either just type in the text on the YouTube chat, or you can join into the voice chat. The link is just below the video on the website or on the YouTube. Okay, so we'll just have a quick review of what we've done. It's good to have a play with these offline as well, so you can do these anytime during the week. Yep, all you need again is just your little yoga mat, and if you want a review, then this video will be online. Once we're finished here, it'll get saved online, and you can just find it on the Circus Hub webpage, just under the online classes section. Okay, so first thing we did was a handstand. Hands up, arms nice and straight, walking our feet up the wall. Okay. Then it was a forwards roll. So you remember looking at our knees, straight arms again. And then finally a sideways roll. So one arm down, making a little nugget, rolling up and over. Cool. All right, excellent work, everybody. Let's have a quick look at the next thing. So for the next thing, we're going to be doing some juggling, so you're going to need your socks. Socks. If you don't have a pair of socks with you, I'll give you a minute to go and grab some, or you can just take some off your feet. Okay, any socks will do. I've got this nice bright yellow pair, just so it's easy for you guys to see. Okay. All right. Hopefully everyone's got their socks by now. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to try some throwing and catching. So when I throw the socks up, I want to throw underarm like this. Okay. And when I catch, I'm trying to keep my hands nice and low. I'm not reaching up to catch the socks. The socks will come to my hands eventually if I just hold them there. And I'm trying to make a little ball with my hands to catch them as well. I don't want to be clapping to try and catch them, so I don't want to try and catch like that. Yeah, I want to make a little ball with my hands for the socks to fall into. Throw and catch. Throw, oops, and catch. Cool. All right, give that a try. We'll do just a few throws like that, and then we'll make it a little bit trickier for you. If you have two of you there, then what you can do is you can do some passing as well. So you could throw, and then the other person can catch. And the other person throws, and you can catch. You can catch in your little hand ball. Okay. So give that a try. Give it a try passing between each other as well. Okay, once we've done that, next thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at doing a clap. So we're going to throw, clap our hands, and then catch. And I say I'm still making that nice ball, catch the socks in. So I'm doing a clap, and then I'm making the ball again. So throw, catch, throw, clap, catch, throw, clap, catch. Okay. And again, you can try this with somebody else. So you can throw, clap, and then the other person catches it. Throw, clap, other person catches it. So you can count yourselves in. 3, 2, 1, throw, you both clap, and then one of you catches the socks. If you want to be particularly advanced, you could both throw a pair at the same time, and that way you can try and catch both at the same time as well. So you've really got to be on time with the clap and the catch for that. Okay, give that a few tries. There's no reason just to limit to one clap either. You can do 2 or 3, okay? Depending on how high your ceiling is. So 1, 2, 3, catch. 1, 2, 3, catch. One, two, three, clap. Cool. All right. For the next one, we're going to be throwing our socks into our container. So hopefully we've got a bucket or a tub or anything like that. Now, I'm going to be using a New World reusable bag, simply because you can't break them. Yep. Little tip with these, if you are going to use one of these, they're quite good for this. If you just fold the top over like that all the way around, it will help it stay open nicely. Okay. So just fold the top, and then you can see we have a nice container to throw our juggling socks into. So we're just going to place that to one side, move to the other end of our yoga mat, and hopefully throw the socks into it. Okay. You can make it a little bit trickier for you. Yeah, you can maybe if you've got your chair, you get your chair. There's your container on your chair, and then throw it in from there. You can also have multiple containers. This one's a bit smaller, so it's a bit trickier. So maybe I would give myself 3 points for getting into this one and 1 point for getting it into the New World bag. And I can see how many points I can get with 5 throws. So, oh, 1, try the New World bag, 2, oh, missed, 3, 4, and last one. Oh no, missed again. Okay. So yeah, I got 3 in, but 2 of them were in the expensive tub, so I make that 7 points. Cool. A few more tries of that, everybody. And then we'll move on to our next juggling exercise. So remember, make sure you drink plenty. Even though we're only juggling, it still can be quite thirsty work. All right, we're going to have a look at our next juggling exercise, which is going to be some trick throws. Now, these can be getting a little bit tricky, so if they're a little bit too hard for you, you can just go back to your throwing and clapping. That's a good one. Or we can try throwing and catching just in one hand. Okay. Now, just like with 2 hands, I'm making a ball. I'm trying to make just a ball with 1 hand, so I'm trying to let the socks fall into my hand rather than reaching and trying to grab them. Yeah, and I don't want to be reaching in the air and trying to keep my hands nice and low. Okay, so next exercise, trick throws. What we're going to do is we're going to stand up for this one, and we're going to try and throw it underneath our leg. So what I want to do is I want to lift my leg up nice and high, and I'm going to try and balance on 1 foot. Okay, from there, I'm going to bring my sock underneath my leg, throw it up, and then catch it in my hands. So, hands out to start with, lift my leg up for balance, and then throw. Sorry, hands out for balance that was, then lift my leg up. Lift and throw. Cool. Okay, give that a few tries, guys. See how we get on. Oh yeah, you can do it sitting down as well. Standing up is easier though. And again, that's a little bit tricky. You can stick with just a one-handed throw, or you're throwing, clapping, and catching. Next little fun exercise we're going to do is we're going to see what other body parts we can throw under. So we can maybe try under my arm. So I can put my arm out in front, then just like I did with my leg, I'm going to bring the sock underneath, throw it up, and then catch. Oops. Oh. You can try throwing it behind your back. So try and throw over your shoulder, This one's definitely a bit trickier. Okay. If you've got a hat, you can maybe put your hat on, throw it, throw, and then try and catch it in your hat. So play around, see what you can throw it under. So I can go all the way under my armpit. Yep. I try underneath my foot. So I'm going to have to lift my foot really high for this one. Spend a minute or two playing around with that, see what you can come up with. Cool. Okay, so just remember that if you missed the start of this class or you want to review it later on, the full video will be online at the Circus hub page. So, yep, circus.org.nz online classes. Okay, you can get all of the online videos we're doing there, and any future classes coming up will be listed there as well. So we've got classes for bigger kids, we've got classes for teens, and we've got classes for adults as well. Cool. Okay, that's enough juggling for now. Next one we're going to have a look at is we're going to have a look at some balancing exercises. So for this, we're going to need our tins of food. So I have myself 4 tins of food here. I'm just going to clean a little bit of space up. Okay, now, unopened tins. Yeah, if you have a tin which has got one of these easy open bits on, try and make sure that bit's on the bottom. Okay, so you can just turn it upside down. All right, and the other thing we're going to need for this one is we're going to need our shoes. So I'll give you guys a minute or two just to grab your shoes and pop those on, and then we'll get started. So 1 shoe, and 2 shoes. Okay, make sure they're done up fairly tight. Okay, so we're going to take our tins of beans or food, yep, and we're going to place them next to the wall. Now, we can either use a wall for this or we can use one of our big frames. Okay, so we're going to place them just like that, one in front of the other, and we're going to place a hand on the wall, or we're going to hold onto our buddy. Now, parents, takers, you guys can try this as well. It's quite a lot of fun. Okay, and later on we can make a little obstacle course as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've got our tins there, and I'm going to place one hand on the wall, and I'm just going to gently stand on the can. From there, once I've stood on the can, just move this one forward a little bit. Yep. I'm going to bring my other foot forward and stand on the other one. So you can see I've got my hands on the wall all the time. Now, you don't need to worry. Yeah, cans are pretty solid. As long as you've got them the right way around, they're not going to break or anything like that. Just try not to stand on them sideways. That will squash them. Standing on the can, other foot, stepping across. Okay. Now, if we have any more, and I've got a couple more here, we can start making little patterns. Okay, so I've just made a little zigzag pattern there. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what you can do is you can try and balance on the cans like that, and then you can also start making some shapes. So if I put my right foot on the can, hand on the wall or my buddy, and then I lean forward and try and pop my leg out behind me. Okay, everyone, give that a try. Okay, so should be perfectly all right for the bigger people to stand on it as well. You just seen me standing on those, no problem whatsoever. Just remember to give them a quick wipe down before you actually open them and eat the food. Okay. Now, if you wanted to combine two exercises, we could try and stand on the cans and throw our juggling socks into our pot. Okay. So I have my pot, dunk. Yep. Just pop that there. I have my cans. I stand on both cans. I'm going to try and balance without using the wall, and then just throw the socks into the pot. Okay, good. So again, I'll just give you guys a few minutes to play around with that and try and think about which other shapes you might be able to make with your cans. So yeah, I had mine in a kind of zigzag. Yep. You could also make them in a big circle. You can do a line. Something else you can do with them is you can do a walk. So for this, you'll need at least 3. You start with them next to the wall. You walk on them. When you get to the end one, you're going to turn around, pick up the one at the back, place it in front, and then keep going. So, challenge for you is once you finish the online class, let's see how far around the house we can get just using cans to walk. Okay, but please make sure that you've got your adult with you when you do that. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Okay, few more minutes. Make some shapes. Practice the walking. Okay. Make sure the bigger people have tried it as well, or the older people, I should say. And again, if you're just joining us or if you've got any questions, then you can use the online text on YouTube, or you can log on to the voice chat and shout out any questions that you've got. Okay? The details should be just below the video on either the website or on the YouTube channel. Okay, one last try with the balancing. Walking across my cans, and then I'm going to try and walk backwards as well. Nice. Good work, everybody. Okay. Once we're done with that, we're just going to clear the space a little bit, get rid of the cans. Okay. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some adagio or partner acrobatics. Clear up. Okay, now for this we definitely need 2 people. In these days of self-isolation, I only have me, okay, and I don't have a small child to help me, but I do have my very good friend Donnie. So I'm just going to quickly introduce Donnie. he is. Hi guys, this is Donny. Okay, now for this next one, we don't need our shoes, so I'm just going to quickly take my shoes off and get rid of those. First move we're going to do is called Bluebird on feet. So I'm going to lie on my back, okay, and I'm going to lift my feet up in the air, and then Donny is going to balance on my feet. So when I'm lying down, I want to make sure that my shoulders are on the ground and my hips are on the ground. I'm going to move a little bit further away for now. Okay. Yep. And I want to try and get my legs nice and straight. When I'm holding Donny on my feet, I want my feet nice and flexed, and it's important that my feet are as close to above my hips as I can get them. If I'm not quite flexible enough for that, I can bend my legs a little bit, but try and keep my feet above my hips. I don't want to bend my legs and push my feet away like that. Okay. Donny's job. Donny is going to stand up nice and straight, okay? And then I'm going to place my feet on Donny's hips here. Once I've got my feet on, then Donny's going to just lean forward in a nice straight line, okay? Like that. So he doesn't want to bend in half, he just wants to stay nice and straight and lean forward. Once he's done that, I'm going to bring my knees in, and then I'm going to do a big scoop and push and lift Donny into the air. Hello, Donny. So I'm going to lie down, place my feet on Donny's hips. Okay, I'm going to hold on to Donny's hands or his shoulders, and then Donny's going to lean forward, I'm going to lift him up and push my legs nice and straight. Okay. Now, me and Donny have been practicing, so we don't need to hold hands, but you guys can keep holding hands if you need to. Good work, Donny. Okay, come down. I'm just going to bend my legs a little bit, bring him down. I'm going to grab onto Donny's hands or shoulders and slowly lower him to the ground. Okay. Nice, Donny. Okay. All right. So you guys can give that a try. So remember, if you're the person lying on the ground, you want to make sure your shoulders are on the ground and your hips are on the ground, and you place your feet onto your buddy's hips. Okay? You're the person standing up. When you lean forward, try not to bend in half. Try and stay nice and straight and just tilt forwards. Just show you guys one more time, give it a try, but I'll just be in the background going through it once more. Holding onto Donny's shoulders, lying flat, scooping my feet under and lifting Donny into the air. So my legs are nice and straight. And Donny is making a nice clean shape. So if need be, you can keep holding onto hands as well. And bring him down. I'm just going to bend my legs until I can grab onto his shoulders, hold on, and then lower him down to the ground. So if you're the person on the feet making the bluebird shape, you've got to stay nice and strong. So you really want to use your tummy muscles and stay nice and straight. Okay? If you stay nice and straight like this, then you should be able to take your hands out and push your hands out to the side. And you can look up as well. So look up nice and high. Okay? Don't keep looking at the ground. If you want to go a little bit more advanced, okay, for this one, the person on top really needs to be making this nice straight shape. Okay, so I'll just, when you're on there, it's going to look like this. So you're lying flat, okay, hands out to the side, and I'm trying to lift my chest up and lift my feet up, and I'm nice and strong through my middle. That means that when we get Donny, have to go again. And we lift him up. Okay. If we stay nice and strong, we might even be able to take 1 foot off. Okay, to do that, definitely start with holding onto hands. Okay, it's very hard to balance with no hands on this one. And lowering down. Good. Okay. Give you 1 more minute to try that, and then I've got 1 more adagio exercise for you before we stretch down. Okay, so last adagio exercise we're going to do is what's called a thigh stand. So for this, we're going to need our chair. I have myself a nice little poofy here. Okay. Now, as the person who's going to be on the bottom, I'm going to sit on the chair and I'm going to have my knees together, and I'm going to have to take my feet a little bit wide because I want the backs of my legs to be on the chair. Okay, you can see if I bring my feet together, then I can get my hands underneath my legs. If I take them wide, and I can't. Just from the front, it looks like that. All right. Now, our partner is going to then step up and stand on my thighs. When they're standing on my thighs, they want to turn their feet out sideways ever so slightly, so they're not going up and down, because that's a little bit wobbly. You turn your feet a bit like a duck, like that, then it should be nice and stable. Oh, we're going, Donny. All right, so we're going to stand Donny on my thighs. And for there, I'm going to hold on to his wrists. Okay? So when I'm holding on to Donny's wrists, sorry, Donny, I'm just going to put you down. Okay, I want to hold on like that. Not holding on to hands. Yeah, we're holding on to each other's wrists. And from there, I'm going to lean backwards and straighten my arms. And Donny's going to straighten his arms too, as much as he can. And lean backwards, and we should be able to find a nice counterbalance. Okay, so holding on, leaning back until both of us are straight. From there, what I can do is I can try and push Donny forward a little bit so he's balanced a little, or pulling my weight forward a little bit more, and then try and stand up off my chair. And down. And to come down, just bring Donny in, okay, and he's just going to step off the back. Okay, so again, sitting nice and flat on the chair. We want to be sitting back. We don't want just our bum on like that. Okay. Knees wide if need be, just to give ourselves a bit more of a stable platform. And holding on to wrists. Our partner steps up onto our knees. Okay. Hold on to wrists. Lean back until our arms are straight. Both of us have straight arms. And then I'm going to lean Donny backwards a little bit more and stand up. And to come down, we're just going to sit back down, pull Donny in, and then help him to step back down. Cool. Good work, guys. Give that a few tries, and then we'll have a look at the next thing. Cool. Okay, 1 more try, and then we're just going to have a little stretch down to finish. Cool. Okay, so for the stretch, I'm just going to clear a bit of space again. I'm just going to move my chair up the way. And we're just going to be having a little stretch on the yoga mat. Okay. So first stretch we're going to do is we're going to place our legs out in front like this. We want nice pointed toes. Okay. So that's a flex foot, that's pointed foot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep my back nice and straight, and I'm going to reach forward and try and hold onto my feet as close as I can. If I can't get to my feet, I can hold onto my ankles, my shins, or my knees. So take a big breath in, reaching forward and holding onto our feet. And I'm trying to keep my back nice and straight. I don't want to really crunch and place my head on. I'm trying to put my chest onto my knees, not my head. Still got my toes nice and pointed. I'm just going to hold that for another 10 seconds. Okay, all right. Then we're going to flex our feet, and we're going to try and hold on our feet and pull them in. My legs are still nice and straight. I'm really trying to squeeze the back of my knees onto the ground, and I'm pulling my feet in. But again, if you can't reach your feet, ankles, shins, knees will do. And last one, we're just going to place our feet together, not too close to our hips. We want to make a nice diamond shape. You can see I've got a bit of ground in between there, and we're just going to place our hands on our feet, and we can just slowly flap our knees like a butterfly. Okay? And each time we flap, we try to push our knees a little bit further to the ground. We can also place our elbows on our knees and push down. So that's nearly the end of the class today, guys. I'll be back same time next week with a whole bunch of new activities and a little review of some of these ones. Please keep working during the week. Keep practicing the things you've learned today. So you can review this class anytime on the Circus Hub website. We've also got a good Circus community page going now. I'll show you guys the address of that in a second. Look on there for lots of interaction, lots of tips. We've got a good few challenges coming up over the next few weeks. Plenty to keep you guys entertained. And you don't need to have signed up for classes or anything to enjoy these webcasts. Tell anybody you like, and they're free to just join in, watch, come along, have fun. Okay. Thanks very much, guys. I will see you all next week.